let me just look big picture for a second before we go trade right down the line. Big picture here, Joe. What was your surprise level, your feelings? Because you and I, for how many weeks, maybe even months, unfortunately, had kind of kicked around the idea, okay, you're probably going to get something for David Robertson if you go that route. You might be able to get a little appetizer for the likes of a guy like Tommy Pham having a nice year, and then maybe a Mark Canha goes out the door. This was beyond all of that. Where is your mind at right now for this team right now, Joe?
Well, I wrote a lot of words last week for SNY.TV saying it was going to be a moderate sale. They'll sell a couple rentals, and obviously it ended up quite a bit different than that. And it's definitely a tricky situation. So I cover prospects. This is awesome for my business. Obviously, the Mets added a ton of prospects that we'll get into, but also as a Mets fan, it leaves me a little confused. Like, I understand the big picture. You and I are always big picture guys. It's kind of what the basis of our show. But I never thought there'd be a time in Steve Cohen's ownership that they would have purposely a transition year. And it sounds as if 2024 is going to be looked at as a transitional year. Now, I think a lot of fans take that maybe a little out of context and think that the Mets are going to sign nobody this offseason and they're going to try to tank in 2024. I don't think that's the case, but I think maybe the idea of having a mega offseason like they had last offseason is maybe not quite on their radar. And let's be a little honest with ourselves. They had the mega offseason, and look where it got them. So, there could be an argument for spending smartly, not just spending frivolously.